So after I was done recording my Philadelphia 76ers video, there was some news talking about the Toronto Raptors signing guard Armoni Brooks to a 10-day contract, and I see this as a pretty great move, especially with what Armoni is able to give the Toronto Raptors. And today, we're talking about Armoni Brooks to the Toronto Raptors and what he provides them moving forward. So what's up? I'm JDC. If you like the video, drop it below. Subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. Got another Raptors video. It's been a while since my last Raptors video because the Raptors have been struggling, but as of right now, they finally have some news that actually is pertaining to the Raptors and the Rockets. So we're going to talk about Armoni Brooks. So if you like the video, drop it below. Subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. And let's get into the video. So yeah, Armoni Brooks, he previously played for the Houston Rockets in the last 2 seasons. And this season with the Rockets, he averaged around 6 points per game, 2 rebounds, 1 assist on 30% from the 3 and 35% from the field. So Armoni, he's definitely had an on and off season this season, and the sole reason for that is because the Houston Rockets, they've had a lot of players off the bench that just need some playing time. Josh Christopher, Eric Gordon, Garrison Matthews, just the 3 names out there to name. But also people like, Usman Garuba, who hasn't been getting some minutes. There was just not enough room for Armoni Brooks to be in the rotation, and he ultimately got waived alongside DJ Augustine. And last season, he was so much better. I watched him in the G League with KJ Martin and KPJ, and I was always thinking that if we were able to ever call up Armoni Brooks, he would be pretty special, especially with his 3-point shooting. So last season with the Houston Rockets, in 20 games played, he averaged around 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists on 41% from the field and 38% from the 3. So in only 20 games though, so the 41 games with Houston this year is a much better sample size. But last season, his stats were pretty great for someone only getting around 26 minutes per game. So Armoni, the one huge thing about his game that is going to help the Raptors is his 3-point shooting. And his 3-point shooting is something that's going to be very valuable. He's someone that can, create his own shot a little bit. Nothing too great, but he is someone that can shoot the 3. I'm not going to lie. He can shoot the 3. The one real thing that's going to set him back is his defense. His defense is a little bit iffy at times. His rebounding is actually not that bad either for someone that's around. Yeah, so his height at around 6'3", he actually isn't that bad at rebounding. So that's a huge plus side to his game. His playmaking isn't all that great either. The one real downside to Armoni's game is his defense, but also his playmaking. But if you look at any other stat, he's been pretty great. Honestly, his 3-point shooting is the one real thing that the Raptors have been pretty much looking for. If you look at the Raptors roster, they've been on and off in the last few games. Gary Trent is most likely in a slump right now. And, with Fred VanVleet and OG Anunoby out, I think Armoni is probably going to get some more run, especially with Malachi Flynn slotting into the starting point guard with VanVleet out. So I think off the bench, he could get around nothing too great, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. Nothing too out there, but at the same time, if he does get some playing time and he shows out, then I think he could be a rotational player off the bench, Hopefully he does show out. I'm not too sure when he's going to be playing next, but with the Toronto Raptors being pretty bad in the last few games. So Armoni, that's pretty much it for him. He hasn't been showing too much this season, and just the reason for that is because KPJ and Jalen Green have been mostly taking the spotlight, and he hasn't been getting too many minutes, and I think he was in health and safety protocol for some time. So hopefully the Raptors see something in Armoni Brooks. He has a lot of potential. I have a lot of faith in Armoni Brooks and his future. He could be a good 3-point shooter if he develops, his 3-point shot a little bit more, if he's able to create his own shot, and his defense could use some work, obviously his playmaking, but overall, he's going to be someone that can shoot the 3, and he's only 23 years old too, which could fit in with the Toronto Raptors time frame. They are a pretty young team. They don't have anyone over 30, I want to say. So Armoni Brooks can provide some good 3-point shooting, but anything beyond that is a little bit of a stretch. So hopefully the Toronto Raptors can see something in Armoni Brooks, and hopefully they can just develop him into a good 3-and-D player. So that's the video. I'm GDC. I'm out. Peace.